Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thousands of memories are created and captured in each photo taken on your magical vacation. We proudly present Capturing Magic, where we help those moments live on forever.
Hey everyone, welcome to Capturing Magic, where we are using technology to create and capture magic memories. This is episode 21, recorded on Saturday, March 2nd, 2013. You can find more tips, tools, and notes for this show at capturingmagic.me. I am Steph, and I'm joined today by my co-host, Brittney Leavitt, who can be found at britishdesigns.com, where she creates digital scrapbook supplies. Hi, Britt.
Hi.
We are also joined today by Traci Reed, who is a digital scrapbook designer, and her designs can be found at sweetshopdesigns.com. What is your blog site, Traci?
TraciReed.com.
Easy enough.
Yes.
TraciReed.com.
Yes.
Perfect. We are also joined today by Erin Morris, who is a team member at capturingmagic.me and writes for us there once a month. Hi, Erin.
Hey, guys.
Thanks for being here. And then we also are joined today. We have lots of guests today. It's kind of exciting.
We're a full house.
Oh, yeah, we are. We have Kimberly Lund here today, who is a team member at capturingmagic.me and writes for us there typically a couple times a month. And you can find her at documentlifenow.com, right, Kimberly?
That's correct. Hello.
Yay. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
So one thing that all of you have in common, and Brittney as well, is that you've all been working on some pocket Disney pages, which is kind of exciting. Yeah?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Super exciting. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. It's something that people have expressed interest in hearing more about, pocket scrapbooking, what it is, how it works. And so that's first I wanted to jump in and just talk a little bit about what pocket scrapbooking is, because there are probably a lot of people out there listening thinking, what is pocket scrapbooking? So pocket scrapbooking basically is a page protector that's been divided into different pockets. And it's been something that's been used in the industry for a long time. The very first time I remember seeing it was clear back in probably 90, I don't know what, long time ago, with Stacey Julian, where she talked about using 2-up albums to hurry and get a whole bunch of photos done at a time. And there have been several companies that have introduced pocket scrapbooking products. But I think most people are probably most familiar with Becky Higgins' Project Life products and her kind of philosophy and system that is behind that. So I wanted to share a little bit from Becky's site on what Project Life is. And it's basically scrapbooking without scrapbooking. In other words, there's no glue, no techniques, no figuring out layout design. All of the kit contents are pre-designed and customized to work together for your convenience. Now is the time to get those photos off your computer and in a book where they can be enjoyed for years. Project Life is the tool to help you do this without having to invest so much time, money, and creativity. So basically, it's just a system to make things really easy for people to get their memories documented. And it has caught on like wildfire and people are loving it. There are a lot of different products on the line, and we'll talk about a lot of them, I'm sure, today. But a lot of people use Project Life interchangeably with pocket scrapbooking, any products. We're going to try and be really careful in this show too. When we're talking about Project Life, talk about the official products. And then when we're talking about other products, specifically name what they are, if they're the snap albums or anything else, just so to keep it clear and also so that people can find these products. So
you mean people use the term Project Life when they're talking?
Yeah, they use the term Project Life interchangeably with any kind of
pocket
scrapbooking products or sheet protectors or scrapbooking. Yeah. And so today we're going to try and keep it a little bit separated just so that people can, whatever products we're talking about, people can be able to find them, because it can get confusing, I think. So yeah. All right. I want to hear what you guys have been doing. Kimberly, I know you've done a couple different projects, so I would love to hear what you've done.
Okay, I went to Disney for 2 weeks this summer, and I did that all using actual, mostly Project Life products. I used the Cobalt kit and took 2 albums to get it done, and Becky's page protectors. I did use some digital things, probably did more of a hybrid style for it. And then just recently on Capturing Magic, the blog, I posted my I think it's called Simple Stories. It's a snap album, 6x8, and I did a gift album for my sister that's going to Disneyland this summer using Project Mouse by Brittney and Krista Solon. Oh, I hope I said her name right.
Celine. I said Solon forever until I got
so different than how I say it. So you guys are way ahead of the game.
Okay, so Krista Soline's Project Mouse, and I just had those printed through Persnickety and put together a little album for my sister who doesn't scrapbook, but so that when she gets back, she can put her memorabilia and her photos in there, and it's got journal cards, and she's ready to go, and she'll have an album done.
That's really exciting. How long did it take you to put that together?
Oh, maybe, I don't know, if you want to count the time downloading and everything, no more than 3 hours total.
That's pretty impressive.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Super impressive.
Well, it doesn't have any pictures or journaling. It's just going to be an album she can fill. So it was just a matter of printing and page protectors, and that's
printing the cards and sticking them in there, and then you left empty spots for her to slide stuff in.
right. And I tried to leave mostly 6x4 inch slots empty because that's going to be the easiest for her to print without worrying to cropping to 3x4. So.
Right. Is she going to take, what's she going to do for autographs?
You know, I have not talked to her about that yet. Her girls, well, yeah, they're 6 and almost 11, I believe. So, yeah, they're still the age that they get autographed. So I will have to ask her. And
yeah.
Well, and I'll give her the album next weekend. So maybe she'll take some of those cards and get them signed.
Yeah, because that's what you did when you went this past summer. Did you do the 3x4?
I did the Cobalt cards, the 3x4. I just kind of took an assortment of them, and I had a little chipboard that had a big clip on it. Yeah, so it was a homemade one, but and had the cards and stuck them in my bag. And then when we saw a character, I pulled it out. They signed it, slipped it right in my Project Life binder.
When you got back, did you take the binder and stuff with you, or did you just do it when you got home?
No, I just did it when I got home. I just took the cards with me.
Perfect. Great idea.
Yeah.
Okay, Aaron, share with us what you're doing.
I'm actually working on a pocket-style album from the trip that I just took at the beginning of this past December. I'm putting together pages basically for each day, with the exception of a few bigger events, and working on getting through a whole album. It will be, if I finish, which I'm anticipating I will, it will be the first time I will have finished a Disney album. And I've been...
From beginning to end.
From beginning to end, and I've been 3 times in the last 2 years.
Which is pretty awesome.
Yes, I'm very excited to potentially finish an album.
Okay, so what's the difference now for you?
Well, I think before when I was doing my Disney albums, I was doing 12 by 12 layouts for everything from, an event or a meal down to meeting a character. So it turned into, planning an enormous amount of layouts that would be included in a book, where with pocket style, I'm just kind of dedicating, a 2-page spread to each day, similar to the Project Life, 1 week is the 2-page spread. And then I'm getting a lot more in and getting it done quicker than if I was taking the time to fully design a layout for each little thing I wanted to put in there.
Right. And you're doing this all digitally, right?
I'm doing it all digitally. So that I think saves a little bit of time too.
Yeah. it can do, depending on how much tweaking you want to do. And you're using the Project Mouse products by Brittney and Krista, right?
Yeah, I'm using the Project Mouse products by Brittney and Krista, and I'm using some of Traci's 365 unscripted products to, fill it in a little bit.
Perfect.
And how many pages do you think you'll have with a finished album?
I'm currently on page 10, and I think I've got about 4 or 5 more, so I'm looking anywhere from 15 to 20.
And those are double page spreads?
No, that's a single page.
That's a single page. Okay, wow, that's great.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited to finish it up.
I know when I've used the Project Life products digitally, that's one of the things that it's done for me is it's made things more simple because I don't have to think as much about the design element of everything. Mm-hmm. When I'm doing my regular 12 by 12 layouts, that's a lot of time is spent on that. But like Erin said, it takes a lot of that out, and you can just pick from a set amount of products and get the memories documented, and there's a lot less pressure with it, I think. Don't you think, Erin?
Yeah, what I have been doing is I'll put my pictures on the page first in the spots that I want, and then I'll pick some of the cards or papers to fill in the other spots, and then the last thing I do is pull a couple maybe elements to add some dimension to the page, but I'm not spending a lot of time thinking about this needs to go here to balance that over there, and there needs to be 3 of this on the page.
The visual triangle.
Yeah, I'm just kind of throwing a couple things on that I think look good and letting it go.
Perfect. Traci, share with us what you've been working on.
Well, we went to Disney in over October and November, and so I've been working on our album from that trip, and it's a physical 12 by 12. It's not digital pocket album. So it's been an interesting process doing it completely paper-wise, coming from digital scrapbooking, but I'm using Project Life products. I have a few core kits that I've been interchanging with each other, and then I'm also using the Project Mouse stuff. I did download some of those cards, the wordy cards, because I really like them.
They're cute.
They are. They're adorable. So I've just been, it's been interesting. I decided to do it in 5 steps because it was too overwhelming for me to sit down and do it all at once. So on the first day, I sat down and I put all the pictures in, and I just slid them into slots. I didn't worry about the finished product. If I had a 3x4 picture and I wanted it in a 4x6 slot because I knew I was going to put a journal card behind it and journal, I did that. I just slid it in the slot, and then the next day after I had all of my pictures placed, I then slid all of the journal cards in. And I didn't write on them. I didn't do anything. I just worked on the placement of the whole album. And then once I had the whole album laid out with journal cards and with the photos, then I went in and I started doing the journaling one day. And then the next day I started the embellishing. And then when all was said and done, I stuck all of the ephemera, the ticket stubs and stuff like that in. So breaking it into different steps was kind of key for me to get it all done, because I was so overwhelmed at working on one spread at a time that I just had to break it up, because if I focused too much on one event, one spread, then I would just be nitpicking at it forever and I'd never get the whole thing done.
That's a really good way to do it. You kind of batch processed your steps and did the whole entire, I like that idea. That's a really great idea.
Yeah.
And I can see how that would help you get through the album.
Even for me, doing it digitally, I think that was a great idea. I might do that.
I think it's a really good idea. Kim, how did you approach your designing of the layouts and the pages and stuff once you got home?
I pulled all of my pictures. I sorted them by day, and I had at least 3 different cameras taking pictures. So I pulled them all in, sorted them by day. And I didn't do one day for a 2-page spread because I had way I took way too many pictures to do that. So I used a lot of Cathy's Zielske's tiny templates and also designs by Lili at the Lili Pad. She has photo collage templates, I think they're called, to combine 6 or 7 pictures into one 4x6 slot, or 2 or 3 pictures into a 3x4 slot. And what I like about Cathy Zielske's is she has room to add journaling. So I would, like, if I took 3 or 4 pictures of Buzz Lightyear, the ride, then I would also add some journaling about what we did. So I usually had about 6 pages per day. So,
wow. And did you go through and do one day all at a time? Did you do pictures how did you do it?
Yeah, I would. It was during the summer, so I had off. And so I would sit down and I would do a day's planning one day. And then the next day I'd do all the photo collages and put it all and create all those digital files. And then the next day I would start planning for the next day of my trip, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I didn't plan and do the digital stuff on the same day. That was too much for me. So I usually spend about 2 hours every morning working on getting it in, either planning or putting the files together.
Okay. We ought to mention probably that both you and Erin are school teachers.
We are.
And yeah. Thank you so much. One of the noble professions. So, yeah, and that's why you said you had the summer off. So this is what you did after you got back from Disney on your summer break.
I did, and I made my husband go. He wanted to go in July, and I made him go in June, so I'd have July to scrapbook it.
Nice.
A true memory keeper. That is awesome.
Yeah. Plus, it's less crowded in June and maybe a little less hot. I don't know.
Not less rainy, though. So.
Right. Okay. So what motivated each of you, to try this system versus anything else that you've done? It kind of sounds like for the simplicity of it. Erin, it's because you were super inspired.
Yeah, I think that the Project Mouse products really inspired me to kind of take this on. And the appeal is definitely how simple it is and how you can get so much together without spending so much time on creating single layouts for each thing.
Yeah. Right. Kim, what about you? Sorry, Brittney, go ahead.
Okay. Go ahead.
Kim, what about you?
I decided, we went on the trip in June. So about a year ago, in January, February of last year, is when I decided I wanted to use Project Life products, because I was following Becky's blog, and I actually had won a contest of hers, and I had the Project Life system, the very first system I had won in a contest, and I had used it to do another project, and I kind of liked it, and then I was following it, and more products were coming out, and the new core kits were coming out a year ago, and I thought, I think I'll try to use that and see what I can do with it. And then, of course, I fell in love with it, and now I do Project Life only, and I don't scrapbook at all, so.
Well, it's memory keeping. It all counts.
Yes.
Right? I consider Project Life stuff, pocket scrapbooking, it's all scrapbooking to me, but.
Yeah.
I can't remember what I was going to ask you. I had a really good question for you, but shoot. Yeah. Oh, well. Traci, what about you? What made you decide to go this route versus, because you've been a digital scrapbooker for a long time.
I have. I think it's just complete and utter obsession with Project Life right now. I think it's consuming not only me, but the entire industry at this point. Yeah. And so I couldn't avoid it any longer this year. I've been avoiding Project Life and Project Life products for a couple years now. And then this year, when I started doing a yearly album for Project Life and fell in love, I was like, okay, what can I do next? Now what can I do? Because, the week is over and I don't have anything else to scrapbook now. So what else can I pocket scrapbook? I was like, I have a Disney album to make. Let's do that. And so I'm just crazy. That's all.
That's fun.
See,
No, Britt, I realized that I left you out of this whole thing, and I know you've been working on some pocket pages too. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. I was going to butt in and just say, I know you didn't ask me, but I'll tell you about my book.
No. Yeah, it's too bad you can't like virtually hit me over the head. Yeah, sorry about that. Tell us what you've been doing, because I know you've had stuff you've been working on some really fun things.
Well, I'm sort of new on the side of pocket scrapbooking. I actually tried my hand at it digitally back when Traci was coming out with her slip-ins, her digital page protector slip-ins, because I thought they were so cute. But I didn't really get fully into it until this year. And Krista, Celine, and I were talking about wanting to do our Disney album like that. And so that's what made us create Project Mouse and do all of those products and do that series. And so since we've been working on Project Mouse is when I've been really, I call it my experiment, because I'm new to pocket style scrapbooking. I wanted to see if I really liked it. So my experiment is I'm going to try and do we took a trip to Disneyland in September, and I'm trying to scrapbook the whole trip pocket style. And so my experiments to see if I really like it, if I miss doing regular layouts, or if I am satisfied doing pockets, to see if it is really as quick as I think it is. If it's really as big of a time saver as it seems to be. And also just to see, as I look back through it, if I, enjoy it, basically. So far, I'm obsessed. I mean, I can't stop making my little pocket pages, but I also have too many to do. I don't do 2 pages per day. I take too many pictures, and I feel like I'm a little bit, my pocket pages are a little bit in between pocket and regular, because I still find myself having to embellish, and I can't really leave it be. So they're a little bit frou-frou. Actually, I have to rein myself back to make them more simple, because I'm like, okay, that's not what this is for. The point is to get it all in there, do your journaling, and be done. Stop putting sequins on it. So I love it. I am doing really good on this trip so far. The pages have come together quickly, and I'm really loving how they look. I do mine all digitally, and then I'll print my 12 by 12s and put them in page protectors. So far I've printed a few pages and put them in the book. I have more to print still. I'm doing better as well as printing, because normally I don't print as often as I should be, but with these I can't wait to get them printed and put in my book. So it's like Erin was saying, it's just about being inspired in the moment to try something and to do it. And if it's getting my memories done and recorded, then great.
It's a bonus for sure.
Yeah.
I think what really worked for me too was this past trip that we took. We took it in the beginning of December. So literally we were working at school the day before we left, and the day after we came back. So we didn't have a lot of planning time like we usually did, and we weren't there for as long as we have been in the past. So when we came back, we didn't have a lot of pictures. We didn't have as many as we have had in the past. We found ourselves kind of trying to make sure we got everything we wanted to get done, but then we didn't have as many pictures. So the pocket style was really good for that, because I could make layouts and I could document our trip without having to use as many pictures as I would had I done it normally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that, because I know I've been working on organizing the photos from my September trip with my mom and dad. And that trip, we have almost 6,000 photos between all of the cameras when we went to Disney World. And I finally decided I'm going to set this aside for a little while and just do my little trip that I went on for a few days with my sisters, because there's a lot less photos and it's a lot less overwhelming than the big project.
I found myself doing that with other trips. I'll be able to scrap a 2-day trip. I find myself going back to those because it's not as overwhelming. It's I feel like I can get through that. But my big trips, I kind of avoid scrapping those. Because it's overwhelming.
And that's why I like Traci's idea of kind of breaking it up into steps and just batching it, because I think that would make it less overwhelming, more manageable.
Totally. For me, for sure. I couldn't even function trying to do like a full spread at once. I don't know. I put it off for so long because I was thinking of it that way.
Yeah.
And then I said, I don't have to. I can just stick all my pictures in and then stick all the journal cards in, and it'll get done a lot faster.
I think that's a great idea. Even for me, I would open a bunch of pages and put, or templates and put all my pictures in and save them. Then I could go back and add cards to the digital, pages.
Well, have you seen Heather Hess released a planner for Macs I think it was this last weekend. So
Yeah, it was.
yeah, and it's for
just this past week.
Yeah, it's for Keynote. And so she sent it to me to test it out, and I was playing with it, and all you literally do is drag your photo, drop it in the slot you want, and it auto-fills. You don't have to crop, you don't have to move anything around, and if you want to change the photo, you just drag a new photo over the top of it, and it was so simple. It was so much easier than opening up a template and saving it, moving things around in the template. So that's another option too, is there's things out there like that where you can pre-plan digitally your layout and then save it as like a guide. And then when you're ready to go in and actually scrapbook it, then you open up the template and you follow your guide, and it's easier that way. It would be easier for me than opening up a bunch of templates.
Yeah.
You know what else, for the listeners that maybe aren't digital scrapbookers but might use Keynote, they can do a whole entire digital layout in Keynote.
Right.
And with those products, that you're right, that would be so easy for people to just drag their photos in there, and then they could even use some of the Project Mouse products or other digital scrapbook supplies to fill in some of the other spots.
Yeah, I thought it was
as well.
I thought it was really genius of Heather to find a different platform for that.
That is brilliant. Very innovative, and that would be a great thing for people that maybe are brand new to digital scrapbooking or have wanted to try digital scrapbooking.
Yeah.
Because it's super easy and it would look great.
Can you type journaling when you drag a journaling card over into Keynote, can you type journaling over the top of it?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Awesome. Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, especially if you weren't going to go very embellishment heavy, I mean, you could get the whole thing done in Keynote.
For sure.
Yep. I know Heather has scrapbooked in Keynote exclusively for many, many, many years. All of her digital layouts were done in Keynote.
Really?
It's just been the last couple years, I think, that she started using Elements.
Well, she worked at a Mac store, so she's well-versed in Mac products.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's my go-to Mac resource. I'm sure she curses, oh no, another email from Steph. Yeah. So she grew up on Mac. She's never actually owned a PC.
Cool.
So pretty fun stuff. So what kind of prep work did you guys do ahead of time before you jumped in? Did you organize photos? Did you batch print a bunch of stuff? Were you printing at home? Those are Kim and Traci.
I batch printed See, I sat down on a Sunday and Shutterfly had 101 free prints that were expiring that night. And of course, I got it in my head, I need to use this coupon. So I went through and I just picked 101 photos from my trip. And I said, this doesn't have to be all of them. I can print some more later. Let's just get the majority of them out and printed. So I did that. And then I spent a while organizing them by, date once I got them. And then I pulled out all of the Project Life products that I thought would coordinate in a Disney album. And I stuck those in a pile, all the journaling cards. And I got out the few embellishments that I thought I was going to use, like washi tape that I thought would match as well. And I just made myself a little box of all of these little products and all of the little pictures and my ephemera too, so that everything was kind of organized in one spot and I wasn't wasting my time trying to find that one roll of tape that I thought would work really well. And where's that journaling card? I know I had it. So for me, getting it done, having the organized box right there with all my stuff, and it was really important. And then I did end up printing a lot of pictures along the way when I would go, okay, I know that my kids battled Darth Vader on this day. How come I don't have any of those pictures? So then I would go in and I would print more and to fill the pockets and to figure out what I needed along the way. But having that big base of pictures there was really important. I couldn't just print pictures one off as I was doing my spread.
Right. Perfect. What about you, Kim?
I did very little beforehand. I had bought the Cobalt core kit and the albums and way too many plastic page protectors. And so I just had that here. And then I planned, when I did my pages, I did it all digital first and then had it all printed. So I didn't do, and actually I still have most of my Cobalt core kit. I think the only cards I ever used were the ones that I got autographs on, because I wound up typing my journaling onto them, the digital version, which I also had, and then printing at home, just because that's so much easier than trying to print onto a journal card for me. So I didn't do much beforehand.
That makes it easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it makes it work for those who are doing it from a past trip, like that you didn't plan on doing it before your trip, like me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did something similar to Tracy's box of stuff. I use ACDC for my scrapping supplies. And so when I knew I wanted to start on the project, I went through all of my scrapbooking supplies and just tagged everything that I thought I might want to use or I thought would be useful. And so I went through everything and I tagged all the things I thought I wanted to use. And so then when I go in and I'm working on it, I can just hit the tag and all the products that could work for it will pop up. And I can then just go pick stuff from there.
It's Erin's digital box of stuff.
Yeah, I do the same thing for the Project Mouse or my Pocket Disney stuff, and as well as my like weekly Project Life like pages. I have like a folder of stuff. It's my digital box of stuff.
So are you moving stuff into a folder? Tell us what you do, Britt.
Yeah, I should just be tagging and stuff. Actually, as Erin was talking about that, I'm like, no, I haven't been doing that. But for now, I'm in my Bridge program. I have a folder called Project Life Stuff. And as I find stuff in my existing stash, or as I download stuff that I think would be good for my weekly Project Life pages or whatever, I just dump them in that folder because it's simple. And I don't know, I'm sure there's a better way to do it, but that's just how I've been doing it. And then my Project Mouse stuff all goes in one folder. And then Disney Pocket stuff also goes in there, just to keep it all in one place so I'm not searching all around for stuff.
Right. That makes it easy. And then do you move stuff back out?
It depends. It depends
on the workflow.
I know. It's a very good workflow. That's why I'm sort of hesitant.
That's why you don't want to share it.
Well, I feel like I could have a better workflow. I'm constantly trying to figure out a better workflow so that I can work faster. And so it's sort of an in process. I'm not recommending that this is what people do, but this is what I'm doing now. It's just putting in folders. And then if it's something that like isn't technically pocket style stuff, then I'll put it back out once I've used it, or, but mostly it just stays in there.
I have a folder too. Don't feel bad for my Project Life stuff. I have a big old nasty folder that's all full to the brim.
Okay, good. I'm not just a crazy person.
I've set up tags in Lightroom for when I've done Project Life layouts in the past. And then as I'm getting ready to work on these bigger Disney projects that I'm working on and some other Project Life, man, I've got a lot of projects going on. I've set up some tags in Lightroom for all of these different projects, and I can just tag things as I find them with that tag for that project. And then once I get to the point that I'm ready to do some printing, I can just export everything all at once by the tag. and then upload it for printing. Export it all to one file.
I'm just not that organized.
Yeah, me either. Should be. Sounds awesome, Steph. Good job.
I'm not that organized yet. I'm working on it, I said. It's in process. But it does make it easier for me. But I'm working on tagging all of my photos and stuff in Lightroom and getting things organized. And I'm really enjoying it, which is shocking to me because I used to wonder why people would waste their time organizing, but it's kind of therapeutic for me as I'm watching TV.
Oh, I love to organize.
Yeah.
I used to.
You can relate a little bit.
I'm cracking up because I have a Project Life folder, but then it has like 20 subfolders. It's got templates and word art and everything's in its own little folders, and then it's all tagged. I use Photoshop Elements Organizer to tag my things, so...
Nice. So tell us, you're like, yay, I have some folders.
I'm almost cool.
So tell us when you're getting ready to work on something, your process for organizing stuff so that you know what you want to use and when. Kim?
Well, I organize as I buy, and I have been buying way too much lately. But as I buy it and I download it and then unzip it, put it where it belongs, and then I load it into Organizer and tag everything. And then like this morning, I was doing my weekly layout. And so I open Organizer and I know I'm going to I always use the same products like black and white filler cards. And so I just hit those filters and all of my options show up, and then I can open right from there into Elements. All my Project Mouse stuff is tagged. So even though it's tagged with Disney, it's also tagged by color. And there's some great just pattern filler cards in there that I can open because I'm not looking at those individual folders. I'm looking at colors. So it really works for me.
That's great.
What Kim has is discipline. That's what I need.
She is pretty amazing.
Yeah. I'm like, wow. if I can get it unzip, like if I download something and can get it like into a folder, like if I download something from Traci and I can get it in my Traci Reed folder, I'm proud of myself. If it's not sitting in my downloads folder for months, I'm doing good.
My downloads folder got so out of control the other day, I couldn't take it anymore. I created a folder in my downloads folder that's called Organize.
I want to do that right now. That's genius.
That's hilarious.
And now it's lost among the other folders that I've downloaded since then. It's just sad.
Yeah.
It's really
my
funny.
downloads folder is out of control.
So one of the things that I wanted to have each of you share is maybe some of the things that you think someone needs to have if they're going to do this. Like, what products do they need if this pocket scrapbooking for a Disney album is something that they're going to do? And so maybe each of you pick 3 top products that you've used and share what you would think someone would want to have or need to have if they're going to scrapbook Disney pocket style. Aaron, let's start with you.
Oh, man, I gotta go first.
Okay,
on the spot, man. Woo!
I think that...
No, I didn't put this in the little things to be talked about.
I think that it's helpful to have some sort of template or the page protector itself that you're going by to kind of base everything on. I've tried 1,000 times to make the boxes fit in my own template, and I can't do it. It's just beyond my grasp of reality. So I think that having some form of a template that you can base it on, or the page protector, is really helpful. I think that what has also helped me is, like Kim talked about, the collage style cards where you can put more than one picture and maybe some journaling. I know I'm using Traci's 365 unscripted ones, but I know there are a bunch out there. And I think that those are helpful for getting a picture and journaling together, or more than one picture together.
So, Aaron, what templates are you using?
I'm using, I started using Kristen Cronenberg's, I think they're story templates. I can't remember the name off the top of my head.
Storyteller.
Yeah, Storyteller, I think. But they're smaller, so I've actually kind of made them bigger so they fill the whole page. But those were the ones that I had, and they had the setups of what I wanted, and so I've just kind of altered them to meet what I'm looking for.
Perfect.
Perfect, yeah.
And for a third thing, I have picked one font to go with for handwriting, because I knew that if I didn't, I was going to use all kinds of different ones, and it was going to look crazy when it was done. So I think that picking, one font, if that's what you're going to be using, is really key so that it's cohesive through the whole book.
For your journaling?
Yeah.
What font are you using?
I'm using a Darcy Baldwin font. I think it's called Tried My Best. Is the name of it. And I like it because it's, it's not... with the handwriting fonts, it's hard for me being the guy because so many of them look so not like my handwriting. So
girly.
I wanted to go, somewhere between the insane like scratched notes that Darcy has that I use a lot for my own pages, and something that isn't, super girly looking.
You should have Darcy do a font for you of your handwriting.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, I'm sure you have great handwriting.
It's all right.
Teacher.
So people that, for our listeners that don't know, Darcy Baldwin is at Sweet Shop Designs, and she has a service where you can have her create your handwriting in a font. She does a really great job. Her fonts are really good quality, especially for the price. It's insanely cheap. So
I had someone make my handwriting into a font once. It wasn't Darcy Baldwin, but and it was so disappointing because I think I have pretty cute handwriting, but then when the font came back and I started using it, I hated it. I never use it. I deleted it because I hated it so much. It was so ugly.
Funny.
I was like, I guess my handwriting isn't as cute as I thought. I'll use one of these other cute handwriting fonts that are available.
That's funny. Okay, Kim, share with us your top 3 picks.
Well, I'm going to share my top 3 picks as if I don't know how to digital scrapbook, because I think there's probably some people out there that don't. So I would find, I did a post for Capturing Magic Me about Project Life in Disney, and I linked to a bunch of Disney or Project Life planners, pocket scrapbook planners, whatever they're called, that you can print. And I printed a bunch and put them in a 3-ring binder when I thought I was going to do this year hybrid. And you can just scribble notes to yourself on those then, so that you can plan without having to know how to do it digitally. And then I would get a core kit. And there's a bunch more coming out in May if you can wait that long. And then my third thing would just be getting a variety of different pockets. There's a bunch that are Instagram sized. I think We Are Memory Keepers does some of those. There's, of course, the Project Life brand, but just so you can kind of mix it up. So
yeah, great ideas. Now I remembered my question. The contest that you won with Becky, didn't you design some Christmas cards or Project Life cards or something for her?
Yeah, it was Christmas cards. Oh, it was a long time ago.
A couple years ago.
Yeah, maybe 2009, maybe 2010. Yeah, I got one of the very first Project Life kits in it.
Nice.
Yeah, it was nice.
We should mention that Kimberly has a whole bunch of awesome downloads, cards downloads on her site.
I do.
Yeah, let's on documentlifenow.com, Kimberly has some free pocket style downloads that you can print.
Do.
Cards, journal cards and stuff.
Yes, along the top there's a category, and I think it says Disney journal cards probably.
Okay. Perfect. And then let's link up to her post too, Britt, in the show notes. Okay. And because all of her stuff is linked up in that post as well.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm pretty sure we did.
Yes, you did.
Okay. Yeah. All right, Tracy.
Well, they all stole what I was going to say.
The bad thing about going at the end, huh?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to come at it from a paper perspective too. And on top of all of the things that Erin and Kim said, because all of that's totally necessary, I was really big into embellishing without adding bulk to my album. So I would recommend getting a couple rolls of really cute Disney kind of washi tape. And what I ended up going with was more of like a red and black and yellow theme than anything else, because those are Mickey Mouse colors to me. Yeah. So I would invest in a couple rolls of washi tape just to add some pattern here and there. And then I would also pick out some really cute thickers. I am thicker obsessed. I have way too many. And again, I went white and black and red and a little bit of yellow for my thickers too. And so that's a really cute way to add titling to your pages without adding...
do you want to explain what washi tape and thickers are for people who maybe don't know?
I love the name thickers. I have to say, it just brings a smile to my face anytime I hear anyone say it.
It makes me sound like I have a lisp. Which I
love it.
I kind of do, so that works. Washi tape is patterned rice paper tape that started in Japan.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Japan. And it's just like normal Scotch tape, except it's made out of paper, and so it's kind of movable and restickable, and it comes in 1,000,001 patterns now because it's so popular. And thickers are foam or chipboard alphabet stickers made by American Crafts, and they come in glitter and they come in 3,000 fonts, and you can find them everywhere. I bought like 10 packages at TJ Maxx the other day for $1.50 each. So yeah, they were on clearance. I had to go clean them out. They're really important to my albums right now because I love titling, and that was one thing that I was missing with paper Project Life stuff, was that there wasn't enough options for titling, so I've invested in thickers. And then the last thing that I think is really important isn't a product, but the number one most important thing in my album, I think next to the pictures, is the ephemera. I think it's really important to keep all of your ticket stubs and to keep all of the little stickers that the kids get and to keep all of the receipts. I put receipts in my album because I spent $150 on a breakfast with the characters, and I'm still flabbergasted that I would actually do that. So I think it's kind of funny to have that in there, 20 years from now, that I spent $150 on a character breakfast. So those are my 3 important things.
Perfect.
Their Queen and Company has a line of washi tape called Magic Collection that's in those colors that you talk about, and we can link up to those in the show notes as well.
Who is it, Steph?
Queen and Company.
I just picked what I already had. But I didn't know there was Mickey Mouse washi tape. Oh my gosh.
Well, it's not official. Yeah, so it's
off.
Yeah.
I'll deal with that.
Yeah. Did you get all 3 of your products in there? Was that 3?
Washi tape, thickers, and ephemera.
Okay, ephemera. Okay, yeah. All right. Britt.
Well, like I said, I'm new to this, so I don't know what 3 things, but mostly I've just been using Project Mouse, and I feel weird picking that because it's my stuff, so that feels weird. But so I use Project Mouse. I totally agree with choosing the fonts thing that Erin said. I decided to do that as well. I picked a font that I thought looked kind of like my handwriting, only cuter. And I used that throughout the thing. And I also decided to try and keep it the same color. Like I know this sounds weird, but it just sort of happened when I was journaling that I thought it looked cute if I looked like I had written it in blue, like ballpoint pen. So I've been using that throughout the book, and it has a cute consistent look where it's like my journaling kind of stands out on each page. I don't know. I like it. We'll see if it continues. I don't know. It's all a big experiment for me. And then I also actually chose a couple other fonts. Like I kind of made, sounds weird, but I kind of made a style sheet for my pages.
Nice.
Where I like put my fonts, I put my colors that I liked, and it's not all going to be like matchy through the whole book, but at least it keeps it somewhat consistent. So like I picked a few fonts, I picked a few like just for subtitles and other word art and title work, and a handwriting font for my journaling, and a typewriter font that I use for some journaling. And yeah, that's not really 3 things, but whatever. That's just what I've been doing. I would say that if you're trying to get started, to decide first and foremost what format you like whether you want to do it digitally, whether you want to do it with paper, like if that's something that interests you, try it with paper, or if you like hybrid where you like to print out your cards and then put them in, oops, sorry, I just hit my microphone.
You pulled a Steph.
I did. I was talking with my hands. So anyway, you just decide what format you want and try it. And then I think be open to the fact that if you hate it or if it's not, you feel burnt out, switch it up, like do something different or yeah. Because it's, for me, like I keep saying, it's just an experiment to see what I like. I don't want to commit to, I'm only going to do it this way and then end up not enjoying the process. Because the part of doing this, I mean, mostly it's for memory keeping, but part of it for me is the fun of it, for the hobby part of it, So I have to be able to enjoy the process of documenting as well as the actual memory keeping.
Right. I was going to mention when I was at CHA this past January, there's a company that's just come out with official Disney licensed character washi tape.
Ooh.
And I have a picture of it. I don't remember what company it is, but I know I took pictures, and so we can maybe get that in the show notes as well.
Okay. Sounds cute.
Yeah. Yeah, it was super cute. They thought it was super innovative.
This tape, you're like, oh, you just
because they put some Disney characters on there. So
Is it the company that does the normal Disney stuff, EK Success?
No, it's a different company.
Dang, that was expensive for them.
Yeah. They do have some other licensed products as well. I don't remember what they were though, but it's not scrapbook related. It's more general craft stuff. So yeah. So anyway. Okay, the other thing that I wanted to ask, if you have any tips for somebody that wants to jump into this, do you have any tips? I guess, Brittney, you gave some really good tips right there.
Mine were more tips than product picks. Sorry.
No, that's fine. Then I don't know, maybe people already mentioned their tips, but maybe just do a recap really quick of tips for people if they want to jump in and do this. Let's put Traci on the spot first this time. We'll go in reverse order.
Well, I think I already went over my tips. The batch processing was really important for me. I think also not overthinking it and not making it such this huge epic thing that overwhelms you, and having fun with it is the most important thing, because if you make it into this big old process that daunts you, you're not going to get it done, or you're not going to like it when you're done with it. So that, just relax, man. That's my tip.
Nice.
I like that tip.
I live in California. That can be my tip.
Yeah. Okay, Aaron.
I agree with Traci, just to kind of let it, it is what it is, and not like overthink it, because I think that's when we start putting stuff off and procrastinating with it. So I'm trying really hard to just kind of get it done and like it the way it is and go with that.
Perfect. Kim?
Yeah, I kind of agree. Think about the stories that you want to tell. And I looked at each pocket as an individual story, and what story did I want to tell there. And sometimes a story took up 3 or 4 pockets, but that's how I looked at it, was what story am I telling here? And what do I need to use to tell that story?
It's a good way to look at it. I like that.
Yes.
Each pocket is a story. That's cute.
Oh. Perfect. Okay. I think we're ready to do some picks with pixie dust. Was there anything anyone else wanted to add?
I don't think so.
Okay. Then we'll move into picks with pixie dust. Brett.
Oh gosh, I was not prepared. Okay. I have a pick. I forgot you go to me first for some reason. Okay. So my pick this week is the free, she has a lot. My Four Hens photography has like a whole shop of actions and presets and stuff, but she also has a page where you can try out some of her actions for free, kind of like samples, to see if you like them. And I use these actions, these free ones all the time, especially since we're talking about pocket scrapping. A lot of my pocket scrapping pictures are off my phone, and I run one of these actions on them, and it turns it into more of like a fancy, nice looking picture than just something off my phone. So there's like, I think 3 or 4 sets, maybe more, that you can go to her site and download. And I really love them. I think they're really fun. So, and they're all for Photoshop. So Photoshop photo actions.
Do they work in Elements? Do you know?
She does have some.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if these ones do specifically. They say, oh, look, yeah, it says compatible with Photoshop Elements 5 and up. Yep. So,
yeah. Kim says yes, and Kim's an Elements user, so that I'm sure you've used them.
I have.
Yeah.
Love
Perfect.
my forehand stuff. They're amazing.
me too.
Okay, Erin.
My pick is actually from Zoe Pern's website. She had a free Project Life style planner that I actually printed out and used to plan my pages and what would go on each page. So that's my pick because it's helped me put my album together, which is really cool.
And is her site zoepearn.com?
Yeah.
ZOEPEARN.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Kim.
My pick is my favorite new app. It's called PicTapGo, PicTapGo. It is the new iPhone app by Rad Lab, or Totally Rad, but they also do Rad Labs for Photoshop and Photoshop Elements. And I am so in love.
Really? I haven't downloaded it yet.
Oh, it's amazing. It's Rad Lab for your iPhone, and I love my Rad Lab. So it doesn't have all the recipes that you can download into Rad Lab, but you can create your own and save them. And I don't think I will ever use my other camera again. I am just using my iPhone. It is so amazing.
Really?
Yes.
I'm excited.
Yeah. And it's $1.99 on the App Store. So.
And I just bought it.
I'm going now.
Awesome.
It's a tap. Tell us the name again.
PicTapGo.
PicTapGo. Okay.
That's exciting.
Very
Expect my
exciting.
Instagram stream to be much more exciting now.
Yes.
On steroids now.
And you can load right from the app to Instagram too. So
Sweet. Okay, Traci.
Okay, so I didn't have a pick going into this because I couldn't think of anything. But as I was sitting here, I really couldn't have scrapbooked my Disney album without, and I don't know if you've used it before, but it's an app for iPhone, and it is called, there it is, Memento. I think I think you've used it on the other podcast before, but I don't know about this one. But it takes all of your social media streams and puts it in one place, and it also will do it into the past. So if you haven't downloaded it now, or if you haven't downloaded it yet, you can do it now, and you can look into the past at your Disney vacation. And so there were so many things that I had forgotten that I had tweeted or Instagrammed. And so what I did is I went back into Memento and I looked back on the dates of our trip. And there was funny things that my kids had said that I don't remember, but I thought it was funny enough to put it on Facebook. And so now all of those things I am putting into my Project Life Disney album now because they were magically saved through this app. So it's called Memento, and I recommend it highly.
Cool.
Perfect. And does Instagram integrate with them as well?
Yes, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
Very nice.
I think a couple other ones I don't use too.
Yeah, those stumble upon stuff like that.
Yeah.
The
Or
old ones.
Foursquare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Makes sense. All right. So my pick is a website that I just lost, but it's really cool. And I don't even remember the name now. It's called Downtown Washi, I think is what it is.
That's a cool store.
Thank you. Okay, so I actually haven't bought anything there, but I've been wanting to get some washi tape for some of the projects that I'm working on. I love washi tape, and I love the idea of washi tape. And so I found this site. And have you ordered stuff from there, Traci?
No, but I've bookmarked a lot of stuff. I have like 50 rolls of washi tape that I've gotten in the last month or 2 months, I mean. So I have a lot bookmarked, but I haven't bought any yet.
The downtowntape.com?
Downtowntape.com, yeah. And right when you go to their site for the first time, a thing pops up that if you enter your email address, they'll send you coupon codes to get some discounts and free tape and stuff. So you'll want to do that. But their washi tape is super affordable, and it's $1.99 a roll. And then they have very inexpensive shipping too, $3 for US and $6 international, which is awesome. So if you're thinking you might want to try some washi tape, this is a great site. I do know a couple of people that have tried it and really like it. So
they have a good Pinterest feed too, where they put like tons of cute ideas to
projects and
things you could make with washi tape.
So much you can do with washi tape. It's a little crazy.
I love washi tape. I'm obsessed.
I know. I feel like it's just jumping on the big washi tape bandwagon, but it says I don't care. It's so fun.
I don't care either. Yeah.
It's a bandwagon for a reason. It is
that's right.
Fun.
That's very true.
Yeah, I feel the same way about duct tape. My next move is going to be to start using duct tape.
I can't support you in that one there.
Isn't it the perfect width to fit down in a 3x4 pocket page?
I have no idea.
I believe it is.
But my kids have duct tape. I'll have to look.
Yeah.
Oh no.
What have you done, Steph?
I'm starting a movement. Traci's going to be cursing me every time she sees. You watch. It's going to be the next hot thing. I'm telling you.
They have so much cute duct tape now.
They do. They do.
Next week's project runway is all about duct tape. I'm so excited.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah. It'll be out by the time this show goes live. So
we were making duct tape prom dresses before duct tape was cool.
That's what they're doing on Project Runway. They're making duct tape prom dresses.
Yeah, we did it to get a scholarship in our senior year of high school.
Fun.
Nice.
And duct tape used to give scholarships for that. I'm sure they still do.
Maybe that's what it's about. I don't know. I just did the teaser thing, so I don't know.
Perfect. Okay, let's go around one more time and remind our listeners where they can find us if they want to catch up with us, or if we have anything exciting going on, let's share it. Britt?
Let's see. When will this show be?
Oh, yeah, that might be good
12th.
information now, huh? It's going
to be the 12th, right?
12th, yes.
Okay.
Did I tell you that? Was I actually organized enough to tell you that?
You did, because I planned my whole blog postings around it.
Yay!
Okay, so this coming Friday, Krista, Celine, and I will be picking back up on our Project Mouse releases on the 15th. She's been gone for a couple weeks. She went to Disneyland, and so we kind of took a little break. But picking back up on the 15th and going forward, we'll have lots more releases, new stuff coming up. And this particular Friday is a really good one. So you'll want to check out my blog and Krista's. And yeah, and you can find me normally just at britishdesigns.com. And that's where my blog and my site and all that is, or my shop, and all that is linked up at britishdesigns.com.
Okay, so do you want to tell us, since this will be airing on the 12th, did you release new Project Mouse on the 8th?
No.
For that, shoot, I was going to maybe hope for a sneak. Trick you into telling me.
The 1st and the 8th we took off, so.
Okay. Dang, I was so excited.
I think you already know what's coming on this. I think I've already told you.
I can't stand it. It's so fun to see all the new products, so it kills me. So, all right, Kim, share with us, please.
I am at documentlifenow.com. That's my blog. And that's pretty much it.
Perfect. And Aaron?
I'm at Capturing Magic Me and hanging out there lately, so that's where you can find me.
We like having you there, too.
Yeah.
All right, Traci.
I'm at tracireed.com, and as of today, when this airs, I'll have posted my entire Disney album on my blog for everyone to see. And the 5 days before this, I have released a 5-part series kind of mini class for free on my blog that goes through my 5-step process of how I got my album done. and breaks it down and goes into a little bit more detail than what I talked about on this podcast. So if you're interested in that, it's already up on my blog and waiting for you to read.
Perfect. Wow, that's great.
Yes. And I actually have it done and scheduled and ready to go. So I can actually say that it's done.
So on the ball, Tracy. It's awesome.
Well,
Who says you're not organized?
I know.
if I don't get it done in advance, if I try and do it all as it's going live, it won't get done. So I have to do it in advance.
I can relate. I can. Okay, I'm Steph, and you can find me at capturingmagic.me. And we just released iPhone app updates a little while ago by the time this goes out. But I'm excited about it because it makes it so you can choose if you want to let the location notifications go to sleep, and it will therefore preserve your battery life when you're in the parks. And you can kind of choose, the more you interact with the app, the more accurate and timely the notifications will be. But if you want to let it go to sleep and not bug you and save battery life, you can do that too. So it's a really great update. I'm excited about it. And you can find me at the Daily Digi, where we have the Digi Files, which is a digital scrapbook mega pack, and you can get over $50 worth of digital scrapbook supplies for for $7.50 or less every single month. And we also, if you're interested in learning more about digital scrapbooking, we have in the sidebar, linked up in the sidebar, the free digital scrapbooking manual that will go over pretty much everything you need to know to get starting. And it has links and resources and other information in there. So check that out as well. And I think that's it. Yeah. Britt, did I forget something?
I don't think so.
Okay.
That's
good.
not that I can think of.
Yeah, we're sponsored by the Capturing Magic apps, so you will want to check those out. They are the ultimate way to document your Disney vacation. You can take photos and enter notes in those photos, and all of that information goes into the metadata of the photos so that they go everywhere your photo goes, and you can pull it up later. Or you can export all of that information and email it to yourself so that when you're working on your pocket album or any other kind of an album, you have all of your notes and information and what you did when during your vacation. So be sure to check those out as well. Okay. Thanks everyone for being here.
Sure.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And I did forget something.
Uh-oh.
If you have questions that you would like us to answer, or if you have topic requests, or if you have tips that you want to share, please email them at mail@capturingmagic.me. Okay, now I got it all. We will see you here next week, where we will be capturing magic.